Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion and this is Chapstick. Why does my voice sound so low? This is Pumpkin Pie. We are going to do a get ready with me just because we can. So you're going to see start to finish, which means it's going to be a long video. You've probably already seen a timestamp of how long the video is down below. Well, not the timestamp of how, excuse me for smacking, not how long the timestamp is for the entire video, but there will be timestamps. And so if you want to just skip to the eyeshadow look, you can do that. So we're going to start with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I want to see if I still have it. Today is January 3rd, I believe. I have not done any makeup since January 29th. And on the 29th, all I did was eyeshadow, and I put on a paint pot on my lid and shadow on top of the liner underneath. That's all we did. So I'm just like... So I feel kind of strange, and I almost didn't do this because there are other things that I want to do. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup. The shade is 4 and 2. I have a lot of things, a lot of ideas, a lot of things planned out, and you may have heard like what I was going to do and some of the changes and things that were going to happen for 2024, and I can feel it happening. I can feel it happening because I don't feel the urgency to like do a look every day, to post it for every day. And so there will be multiple looks, one video. And I think I'm going to do multiple looks with different palettes in one video so that it's a little harder for us to compare. Like if I do 2 looks with one palette, I know there's a tendency to compare. And so I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. I have a project I'm going to just kind of sneak in on the side. I'm not going to mention it because I'm still just feeling some kind of way. And even thinking about it, I have not so good feelings. And so I want to avoid that. And so I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to do that project or do it and just don't say anything, or just don't do it at all, because this is a new year, and so I want my year to remain peaceful. My life is peaceful, it's mundane, and so I don't want to like do things and I'm kind of, how is it to say, not maintaining my peace of mind. You know, I don't want things to, you know, throw me off. And it's up to me if I let them throw me off or not. I also know that avoiding things doesn't help either. But there are things that can lessen how I'm feeling about a particular thing at a particular time. So anyway, if I do go through with it, I will explain it all. If I don't, you'll forever wonder, if you choose to forever wonder, what the hell was this troll talking about? Let me do my intro. I just realized I didn't because I said hell, and the end of my intro was letting you know, if you're new here, that I do curse here. The concept of the Crazy Troll Nation is just knowing that it's okay if your brows are never the same. True. Also, the concept, the main concept of, this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. The shade is 4 and the thing broke off, so I just use a lipstick applicator. And I kind of don't, I think I look okay without concealer on, but we're doing all the things. If you do videos, knowing it's okay to be yourself, knowing it's okay to let your authentic personality shine through. This area has been good right here where it's usually red. I have been using my cream twice a day like I'm supposed to. So that's looking really good, this area. But then this part right here, my mustache area, sometimes is looking disrespectful. And I realized what it is. After all this time, I realized what it is. And I may have mentioned it in a video before, but I say things and mention things and then I forget. When I have 0 tan, my mustache area looks more disrespectful because it looks darker, because the tan doesn't camouflage the darkness from my mustache. But anyway, so just knowing it's okay to be you, to let your authentic personality shine through. And most of all, though, to enjoy the videos that you do. Enjoying your time here on YouTube. I don't even know if that made a difference. I don't take it up here as you see. I mean, I pat it up here, but you saw I didn't put the line up here because sometimes it just makes it look worse, or it'll crease. And so that's why I don't put it directly there. And I did put foundation under there, which actually I think did a better job than a concealer. But once it settles in and we finish the rest of the face, I think it'll be okay. Now this area here, it just blends right in. I didn't even blend it yet, and it is perfect for this area of my face. My under eye has its own undertone because of the discoloration. But anyway, enjoying your time on YouTube, enjoying the channels that you watch. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. Wear whatever you want to, however you want to, and just rocking it. Trying not to feel like you need to use a certain brand, a certain tool, or a certain technique, because that's what we're told. If you want your makeup to be elevated, you need to use this type of brush. If you want your makeup to look nice, then you need to do such and such technique. Do whatever you want to. You have to like your makeup. You set the standard for yourself. I'm really not liking my under eye discoloration. I should have left it how it was without the concealer. This concealer does brighten a little bit, and I don't like to brighten underneath because for me it doesn't look natural. I think it's okay. I'm gonna keep moving anyway. Fashion Fair said it loose powder truly tawny. You set the standard for yourself. The bottom line here at the Crazy Troll Nation is self-acceptance and self-love. Loving yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. That's the concept. Just loving yourself, wearing what you want to, and just rocking it. That's all. It's that simple. And it may be revolutionary to some because it's like, oh, are they gonna like this? The question is, do you like it? And do you like it for you? Like, not trying to be, you know, clones of other people and channels that you see. If you want to copy a look, or I should say recreate a look, because you're going to make it your own. Because if your complexion is different, your eye shape, your facial bone structure is different, the look is going to look different. Unless you have that skill set where you can manipulate your makeup to make your face shape look different than what it is. And I know some people do have that skill set, and it amazes me. I don't have that skill set. I work with what I got. And and usually I'm content with how my looks look, even if they're not my vibe or my favorite. It's just rock it. Be confident in it. And so this is the basic face. We're going to leave that brush out because we might use it later. I was going to use different blushes and bronzers, but I'm like, since we're using pat stuff, let's just use pat stuff. So we're going to take Bronze Divinity. Why did I not pull out? Oh, you know what? Because I was going to do the Esom thing, and then I changed my mind. So that's why I didn't have out, excuse me. Yeah, I was going to do that. So I had out brushes to do the Esom thing. Oh, excuse me. You know what? Part of me still wants to do the Esom thing because this time of year, you know what? I think this looks good. You know why? Because I was out for a couple of days outside for a very brief period of time. I get tanned very easily. And when I have zero tan, the Estee Lauder, I look a little ghastly, but this is looking good. And so that's why I was going to do the Esom thing, just to add some more color and structure to my face. But I'm really digging how this foundation is perfect right now. And I do wear it I can wear it year round. Sometimes, like today, I thought I was going to need a bronzer, and even though I don't look to me like I need a bronzer, meaning I don't look ghastly, and like, yes, put a bronzer on so you don't look so ghastly. So this is just me just putting on bronzer because I want to put on bronzer. And I do use bronzer and contour interchangeably, because when you're coming under here, this is usually contour type stuff, but I use the two interchangeably. You use your products however you want to, and if you like it, that's what counts. And if people look at you crazy, because they crazy, because they don't understand that you're loving yourself and you loving what you do. So if they have an issue with it, that's just what it is. It's their issue. So we're going to put that down. We're going to put that brush away. Now we're going to take, I'm running out of space. Now we're going to take Desert Glow, which is also a bronzer from Pat McGrath. And I'm trying to open it this way. It doesn't. It opens this way. I had it sideways. And we're going to use this as a blush as well. So you see how Bronze Divinity, you know what I'm thinking of? I was going to say it looks a little rosy-ish, and it's reminding me of Deep Level 9 from House Labs when I did that experiment. So quiet as kept. I haven't mentioned it before. Maybe I mentioned it in that video. That video didn't air yet, I don't think. Okay, let me shut up. All right, I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna put that down. I have uploads scheduled out, I think, for the next 2 weeks. And so sometimes when I'm here and I'm talking to you, this is Paradise Venus from Pat McGrath. I forget that my upload schedule, even though I tried, this is shedding because there's like hairs poking out and 1, 2 just pulled out. That means this is going to fall apart soon. But I have like 5 of these. Oh, and I know y'all saying, well, stop pulling out the long hairs. Wow. I have had these for a long time. And so I'm not upset at all. And I do get them when they're on sale. So, you know, if it's time for it to fall apart, so be it. So yeah, I upload linear. When I do the video, I upload it. I do another video, I upload that one after the previous one. But then like now I'm sitting here and I have videos scheduled out for 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah, that didn't happen yet. So I'm in the future here. Very much so. And I think it would be easier, like just do a video, upload it the same day, but that's too much anxiety for me. My internet speed is good now, y'all. But still, I don't have a Pat McGrath highlighter. The ones I've used, I just didn't care for. Like it was just something about it. So we're going to use the House Labs. This is Golden Pyrite. And part of me is thinking to put the Sigma blush on because that blush, when I put it on, down here looks like a blush, but up here it looks like a highlight. So it's like a built-in highlight. And I don't know how it does that, but I love it. I just love that effect. And I don't put on a highlight when I use that blush. And so I don't know how that does what it does, but this part will be blush and up here look like a highlight. And maybe it's just the way it blends out, but if that's so, how come down here it doesn't look like a highlight? You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. And so we're going to take the brush we used for the Fashion Fair Truly Tawny, and we're just going to tone that down some. I like a highlighter to look natural. I'm looking at you. You can't see it. When I turn, then you see the glow. And I don't like a super, super glow. If it's dim over here, there's my housing unit for the light on the ceiling. It holds 3 bulbs. One day, 2 of the 3 blew out. And I did take the box of bulbs out the linen closet, but I just haven't felt like getting up on a stool or a chair to unscrew the fixture. And it's a process. And it's such a process that the office, the leasing office, they say put in a work order if you want to. And I think it's because they're concerned with cracking the casing because it's like a dome thing. And it's a certain way you have to put it up there and turn it in the right way. It only takes me maybe 10 minutes. The first time it took me like 20 minutes just to line up where the grooves are to put it back up. But meanwhile, you got to make sure that you're holding it a certain way so the dome part doesn't shift or fall or crack. But yes, it's that intense where they're like, put in a work order, we'll just have maintenance come do it. But I just do it myself. It takes me less than 10 minutes, but you know what? I be so sweaty because I'm up on a stool, I'm reaching up, twist and turning. And if you're new here, I'm a disabled veteran. I didn't finish the intro. That I curse sometimes on my channel because I curse sometimes, period. I do try to catch myself. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, so being up and having my arms up, this is my bad shoulder, even though this one sometimes snaps, crackles, and pops like a box of Rice Krispies without milk. And then with the twisting and turning and then bending down, getting the bulbs, putting them in. So it's like exercise for me because my body is like, girl, put in a work order. And I'm like, no, I could do this. It's going to take me 10 minutes. And then because I leave it dim for so long, like I'm surprised the third bulb, because they say change them all out at the same time. But the one is still lit and 2 blew out at the same time. So it's not dim in my kitchen. And actually I like it this way because it's not super, super bright. But when all the bulbs are in, and like now, like I'll change it later maybe. And then tomorrow night when I go into the kitchen after I wake up, I'll turn on the light and I'll be like, oh my God, like it's like where did the sun come from? Like it is super bright. And I use the bulbs. I think they're low wattage, but they're the ones that as they're on, they get brighter to a certain extent. So they're not like, 100-watt light bulbs or anything. They might be like 40, but it shines up to 60. One of those type of bulbs. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. They're supposed to be energy saving lights, something, whatever. But so that's that. The only thing I didn't pull out was a lip to use. So we'll see what happens. I do have brushes pulled out. I'm excited for this video. Oh, let me go ahead and do my lower lash line. We're going to put blue NYX Retractable Eyeliner, lower lash line. And we're going to take the blue Prime Pometics on our upper and lower rims if this one doesn't show up. Because sometimes the NYX ones show up and sometimes they don't. I am like halfway done with this. This is what we got left. I don't know why I get excited when I finish up products. And I think it's because I don't finish up everything. Some stuff turns before I finish it. But with the eyeliners, I think it excites me because I have so many of them. And it's like, okay, I didn't waste my money. And they do last a long time. And I'm glad that I found another brand that doesn't irritate my lids or my lash line or my eyes. So NYX was the first one that I found that I used for a very long time. And then I got, I tried the Sephora ones. Those work too. And Prime Pometics they sent to me, and their liners don't irritate my rims either. And neither does the matte color excess. And so I'm excited that I have options. And the Prime Pometics, I think they only have the 3 colors. Whereas NYX has a lot of colors, and so does MAC and Sephora too. This does look like it's showing up from what I can see. All right, so we might not use the Prime Pometics. So we're putting this on. Let me know if you line your inner rims. Who is it? Smith at the Pack. She closes her eyes and like she'll put it here and close her eyes and run it across. I'm afraid to do that. I'm like, I want to see. Like I don't, and I've seen somebody else do that too, and I'm just like, I don't know. It just scares me, just like putting something that closes my eye and then closing my eyes and running it across. Like there's just something about that that just makes me feel uncomfortable. It works for her though. So whatever works for you. And some people lift up their eyelashes. Some people pull down to do their lower waterline. But you see, even when I do this, it pushes down like where my wrinkles are. So I'm like, I don't need any help with that. So that's why I don't push or pull. And so that's there. So we have that on. We're going to put the Prime Pometics away. We're going to... Oh, I did prime the lids. Oh, shoot. I was going to say what? Y'all, I'm excited for this pairing. So we're going to be using Subliminal Mothership #1. I love this palette. And we're going to be using Moonlit Seduction Mothership #10. I really enjoy this palette as well. So this is what we're going to be working with. And I wanted to do something different because I do believe we paired these before. And so what we're going to do different is from my faulty memory, when I paired this before, I stuck with the gray and the black, just to smoke out a look. But this time we're going to do different. We're going to use this shade and probably these two. And from Mothership #1, we're going to use the Celestial shades. So we're switching it up. Because usually whatever palette I use, whichever one has the darker tones on the non-celestial side of palette, that's what I use. And the one with the lighter tones, I use the Celestial shades. So we're going to switch it up today. So I'm excited just to see how this is going to turn out. So we're going to take, oh man, Astral White from, and this is a dual chrome or something, because you see how it looks kind of bluish, excuse me for the glares, like that bluish, this right here, but then it's white. So I'm always like, what is this going to look like? We are using a dry brush, and we're going to pop that. Oh, man. And this is just, for inner lid. So we're going to take this over a little bit. I can amp this up using a sponge tip applicator. If you want to use your finger, you can. If you want to wet your brush, you can. I'm simple. I just want to put a brush in it and put it on, and it works. And you see it's working. Oh my gosh. I am excited for, is this going to be uploaded before or after? Probably after. So you may have seen the live I did with the haul and swatches. Excuse me for that shadow. Like, sometimes I wonder if I need to move that lamp over that way some. And I didn't even notice it until I looked up here, and this whole side is like a shadow. Oh my gosh. I don't think, no, you will not have seen my radical declutter. And I keep trying not to think too much about it because some stuff I'm like, I really like it, but, and then I'm like, should I still just keep it? But I'm really just trying to find a sweet spot of where I'm comfortable with the eyeshadow palettes I have, and that we'll keep using them, pairing them, rotating them, and everything is more or less getting equal use. And I will say, I just really started getting serious with pairing palettes July 2023, and I'm actually really digging it. And so we're going to keep doing that, but we're also just going to do, you know, just regular looks with just palettes as well. So that's that shade. We're going to keep that brush here in case. Let me put my palette that had my foundation and primer over there so I can put this palette here. So now we're going to go, we're in the same palette. We're going to take a clean brush. This is the Esum V27. I have a bunch of these. And we're going to take VR Violet, this shade. So it looks this color, and then it looks this color. The way it looks right here, it goes with how this looks. And then even this way too. But you see how this looks kind of like pale greenish? And this is whatever that looks like. And then you turn it, this looks white, and that just looks pink. So I don't remember, I may have, but I don't remember putting these two next to each other before. And so I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. And it's looking light and ethereal, but that is okay. What I'm thinking right now, and for me to do it, I would have to write it down so I don't forget, is to recreate this look, at least this part with these two shades, but put a black base under here. Or even like a purple or something like that. One of my paint pots or fluid lines or something, just to see what it would do with these colors. But I would need to write that down, because this could be all over the lid. Put this halfway, that first shade, this one, and then put this on the second half of the lid. This is really pretty, very ethereal. It's not where I live, it's where I go visit, but it's very pretty. For me, I do prefer darker, smokier, and all of that, but it is pretty. And so I am wondering, and even doing this is all looking like one shade, the way they're blending together. And I'm seeing the shifts down here. I don't know what you're seeing because I'm not looking where you're looking, but this is nice. Let me see if I can see what you're seeing. Ooh. Well, up here, not so much, but down here, definitely, because you see the shine from this right here. I don't know. So we're going to put that brush down. This is nice. Now we're going to go into Mothership number 10. We're going to take a Fenty 230 brush. And we're going to take Rosewood Romantique, this shade here. And I think it'll be a good match. I think it's going to look good because of how this shade showed up. And is this just on the... Oh, shoot. This was supposed to just been on the second part of the lid, so we're going to overlap. So we're going to start here because we are going to put the deeper shade. Oh, this is pretty. This is pretty. So where did I put it? Right here. Wow. So we are overlapping this one, or we could even just lay down one of these shades and put one of these two on top. This is pretty. Y'all, sometimes, you know what? I do plan out what shades are going to go where. We're doing this to blend those two together. And also to blend out Rosewood Romantique. Even though I look at the palettes and say, okay, I'm going to put this shade here and put that shade there, I still don't know what it's going to look like once I put it on. And so when I'm looking up and I'm like, wow, that's pretty, I'm really surprised. Like, wow. Like, this is really nice. So if you like light ethereal looks, I'm going to tap back in. Well, I actually kind of swiped lightly. So if you like these types of looks, This right here, Rosewood Romantique, that's a good pairing next to this one. This one right here. I think I have a few, yeah I do. I have some fallout on my face and I don't even care. You know what, I forgot to spray my face. Because when I spray my face with the Scandinavia spray, I'm going to swipe back in. It seals my face. And when I have fallout or whatever, it just wipes right off. Like it is like a sealant over my face. And it never feels dry. My skin doesn't crack like it used to like 20 something years ago when I used Scandinavia. But my skin is in a much better place. So we're doing this just to blend this and overlap with that second shade, which was VR Violet. So that's what we're doing right here. So we're blending it out here and also inside this area. Oh my gosh. So let me see. Let's put that brush down. Oh my gosh. I kind of want to spray my face now, but since we got so far with the eye look, I'm just like, no, because then we can always add Hourglass Radiant Light, which does as radiance, or we can just go back and add more highlighter. Because sometimes adding highlighter, even here, it's like, is this highlighter up here too? So it can camouflage in a way. We're going to take a clean one and we're going to go into Extreme Nocturne. Is that what that is? Yeah. Ooh. Now, common sense, well, common sense ain't common, but you would think, okay, use this one, but then that'll make this, I think, look too reddish. So we're going to take this one. Plus, this is going to give me some of the smoke that I would get from Mothership #1. And so, Jesus, I'm so awkward. So instead of using this gray shade down here, those are close. Like the undertones are different. So this in this corner is, I could just look on the paper, Extreme Nocturne. This one next to the Skin Show shade, it actually says Depth. But look at these, oh, it's not much different. The undertones are different, but it's not much different. That is good to know. And maybe that's why I chose to still stay in this palette for that, because I do want to use equal shades. And so we're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4 shades from Subliminal and 1, 2, 3 shades from Mothership #10. So we're going to pick up, wow, this shade, Extreme Nocturne, and that's going to go in the outer corner. Y'all, girl, excuse me. I forgot to tell y'all too, if you're new, I do like randomly hiccup, gurgle, and belch in my videos. And we're doing this to blend where Rosewood Romantique meets with Extreme Nocturne. I have freckles on my lid and it throws me off because then it looks like my shadow is patchy and it's not. It's just that my freckles are poking through. So that's what's going on right here. There's a freckle right here and there's like some up here too, but the ones on the outer corner part of my, where I do my shadow, is what throws me off, because I'm like, is the shadow not blending or like what? And this is like, girl, it's the freckle. Y'all would think I would know my face by now. I'm middle-aged, so it's like, I mean, I don't know if I'm getting new ones or what. Like, I just don't know. It may, and what I think it is that I don't pay attention to it until I'm doing my eyeshadow look. Because who's looking for freckles around their eyes? Like, not me. But when I do my eyeshadow, I'm like, and then I'm like, oh, that's a freckle. The eyeshadow's not patchy, it's a freckle. So this, oh, this side looks darker. So we're going to go back in. I like this side better though, but we're going to deepen it up. Even though I do like dark. And I think, yeah, I don't like how this is hanging right here, where this seems to be this way. And I know it's something I did. I do, and also when I do eyeliner, I do what I call an accidental swoosh. This side I'm really liking. And I was watching another video on how to wing eyeliner for hooded lids. And I'm not going to say I can't quite get it, because there was a time when, you know, I was doing okay with it. And then somewhere along the line, it was just like, I just went off the rails again. And so, I don't know. And I know it's something I'm doing. But even with things not turning out the way I want them to, I do genuinely like 98% of the looks that I do, even if it's not exactly the way I want it to look, or what, and not to say what I envisioned, because as I said, you know, I figure out what I want to go wear, and then it's still like, that's not what I thought, or I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? But when it's said and done, I usually do talk about what I like about a look or what I don't like about a look. I'm glad I brought my brows down too far, because I'm liking it better winging out the shadow and my brows being low. Well, the brow pencil, because I have no brow hair from here to here. Because when I stop up here, it's just a weird gap. And so I'm learning here. So I'm learning that I need to just bring my eyeshadow, no, my eyebrow pencil down further, so it's not a weird gap like right here. I like this, but this side is so much deeper. Okay, I don't want to do too much, and then I'm like, I'm loving this, except like this little hook, like right here, which I could fix with concealer or whatever, but you know what, we're going to leave it, because by the time we do our lower lash line, what color? Oh, we do got some nice colors to put under there. So that may fix it, or we'll just end up doing like a double wing thing. This is nice. Look at this color combination. I was going to do Skin Show shade from Subliminal Mothership #1 just as a brow arch. But I don't think I'm going to do that, because you can see that there's no shadow up here at all. And so I think to just we could maybe do that, because I don't think it doesn't look like it's shadow there. And I think it's just because of how we blended out the shadows. And so what I am going to do, I'm going to take a brush with no shadow on it at all. Actually, I'm going to take a smaller brush. Well, not a smaller, but a taper brush. And so we're just going to go back and forth over the top line just to see if we can blend it up just a little bit without adding more color, because I don't want to add more up here. And we're doing the first two colors first because I don't want to bring the dark up here to this area. And so that's why we're doing that. And it does look like it's going up just a little bit, maybe. And I could take Rosewood Romantique up here, but I'm really digging like how this is looking. Like seriously. And that doesn't happen often, where I'm just like, ooh. So now we're going to take this and we're going to just feather upward, up and down. Oh, like toward the brow. So we're starting on the line and then we're feathering upward toward the brow and then coming back down. I like that. And this side doesn't seem like it needs any work, but we're going to do it anyway. I like this. So yeah, I need to just bring my brows down further, or just make the wing wider instead of just down here, because then there's always like a weird gap like right here. Like where you see this little gap is wider when my brows stop like up here. So this is a learning process. So I do encourage on this channel to try new things, because that's how you learn. Well, that's how I'm learning, but you may have a different learning process, because some people can look at stuff and just do it. Other people like me, like I need to try it and watch it. And even watching different videos on how to do different things, sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, and I try it and it turns out nice, and other times it's like, that ain't working. We're going to take Platinum Dusk from Mothership #10, Midnight Sun. We're going to take this thick brush because we're going to blow it out. I love this shade. It looks basic and plain, but it's just something about the tone of it that I really like. You know, let me use the mirror that's in the palette. But it's just something about it that I really just like it. And I've heard other people, excuse me for smacking, say the same thing too. Like it just looks very nondescript. And I am blowing this down, meaning I'm bringing it further down. That's pretty. Then we place that pencil liner. And we are going to take that blue and put it close to the lash line. So this right here may take away or may not take away that hook, which I doubt it, because that's like way over here. But by the time we do this side feels like it's starting to tear. Our upper lash line, liner that may take care of that, or just may camouflage it. Because sometimes when you have a lot of stuff going on, you may not notice, or I may not notice, or just forget that, oh yeah, that I didn't like earlier, because I'm looking at all the other stuff that I do like. And I am critical of my looks. Look at that. Ooh, I like this. Thank you for being here, getting ready with me. And so it still seems I have my skills, well, what skills I had before my last look, which again was, and that wasn't even really a look. On December 29th. Now we're going to take a stubby dense brush. This is a Makeup Forever brush, number 210. I don't think they make it anymore. I think I have 2 of these. I'm not going to check right now. And we're going to go into this one because I'm thinking this will look real nice having this right here. This. I'm just like, yo, how is that blue? Because it doesn't even look blue. It has like a greenish tint at a certain angle. And I can't even get it right now. Here it is. It's like a greenish tint. Let me hide that glare. It's like a greenish tint. But you know what? When I did this, I saw it. I don't want to take up too... Yeah, like right here, you see that greenish tint. Like in the shadow. It's like a greenish tint, this one. So we're going to take this blue. I'm excited. And we're going to use this dense brush. And we're going to just like kind of swipe it back and forth. And we're going to put this... Oh, shoot. I hit my mirror with the brush. And we're going to just go close to the lower lash line, close to the lashes. And we're just going to press and wiggle it right there. So you see how, maybe not since we already had a dark blue under here. But I do think it is bringing some depth to the lower lash line. And I do like placing a lighter shade and blowing it down. And then taking a darker shade and placing it closer to the lash line. So you see the difference, maybe or maybe not. Versus putting the dark shade first. Because I do want both to show. And so you see the lighter shade down here, which is blown down, and then it's dark up here. Versus if we did the dark first and then put the lighter shade will cover up some of the darkness from the deeper shade. I hope that made sense. I think it did, but sometimes I'm like... Am I speaking gibberish? I do speak Ebonics and Troll and also English. So sometimes I say things and I'm like, what? And I have to think about what I said. Like, yeah, that didn't sound right. So we're going to take this here as well, just very lightly, just in the corner, which isn't going to stay because my eyes are teary. But they have a tendency to get teary. So we're going to put that just right here, like right where it stops because of my skin. And I could go further, but we're not. So you see what I'm saying, how it did kind of eliminate that little hook piece that I was saying earlier that I didn't like. So we're going to put that brush down. Again, this is the brush from Fashion Fair Set It Loose Truly Tawny Powder. That is it for, no. We're going to take this pointed short brush. This is an Esom V09, and we're going to take the Skin Show nude shade from Mothership number 1. I typically don't like the Skin Show shades. I actually have to like make myself use them, and I don't like that feeling. So we're just going to, excuse me, just put that right there, because you know what, I like this better because it just blends here. Excuse me, it's just like that strip of light. I don't like it. But I keep wanting to use these Skin Show shades, knowing that I don't like the Skin Show shades. Most people do use them for tear duct, but because I like the dark and smoky, I'm like, I don't want a bright tear duct area color. And there are some people who say a look isn't done until you have a brow bone highlight and an inner corner highlight. And I'm like, well, if someone doesn't like that, how are you going to tell them their look isn't complete? You know what I'm saying? So it's back to wearing whatever you want to, however you want to. And when I do use the Skin Show shades as a brow highlight, I usually do use this tiny brush because I am able to just get that thin line right underneath my brow. And so even though I don't necessarily like the look, it's like, okay, is it there? Is it not there? I can tell it's there because I don't want it there. But most people probably wouldn't even notice. And using that tiny bit I'm never going to get through it, but I'll never get through the Motherships anyway. So I'm closing up both of the palettes, y'all. I am like freaking excited. And it's not a lot of mess. Like I am seeing some fallout here, but it's like that could be highlighter that we put on from earlier. And maybe I still will take, what did I say? Excuse me for smacking. This is a melt liner brush, and we're going to take Melt Slate Gel Eyeliner. Yeah, we're going blue, y'all. And what was I going to say? Maybe still take, I'm looking at my face as a whole. I might take Radiant Light. And we're going to put this on our upper lash line. I'm wondering if I should edit this part out. It's just so challenging because I can feel it kind of skipping over my hair, my lash follicles. I was going to say my hair follicles, but your lashes are hair. Like when I get over here, I am able to go straight across, but it's something about like when I'm up here, and maybe I have wrinkles here that I don't know. Like this area right here, it's hard to get a straight line because it skips over my lash follicles unless I make the line thick, and I don't want to make it thick because if the line is thick, you won't see my lid shades. Like looking now, because I have hooded lids, like my puff covers my mobile lid, which is here to here, but when I look up, you just see a sliver of my lid. Where over here, you see a sliver here and a sliver here. You don't even see the sliver over the center, like how you do here. So that's why I try to do a thin line, so you can still see my lid shades. And that's why I take the lid shades high into my transition area, so you will still see them when I look up. Because if I only had the lid shades on my mobile lid, when I look up, all you're going to see is a transition shade. So that's why I do my shadows the way I do with my hooded lids. Not hooded eyes, because my lids don't cover my eye. My puffy transition area covers my lid, so I have hooded lids. So yeah, that did take care of that little hook piece there. So if there's something in your look with your liner, just keep going, because something else you do may cover it up, like how all of this we did covered up that little piece that was hanging down instead of trying to fix it like in that moment. And I used to try to do that, but then as time went on, I'm like, let me just keep going, and if it's still bothering me later, I'll go back and fix it, and I will look later and I'm like, oh, it's not there. You know what I mean? And so some people just say trust the process, and maybe that's what it is. These are drying out. The PAO for the melt eyeliners are 12 months, and I purchased them all in March last year. And you can put mixing mediums in it, but I'm hesitant to do that because I have sensitive lids, and I don't want a chance if it's going to irritate my lids. However, I may try it and it doesn't irritate my lids, but it's like, do I feel like trying just to see? Because when my lids are not happy, it is not a good up to 3 days. The process, the reaction can last up to 3 days. And it's like, I need to really just be in the mood to experiment with eye makeup in particular. Because face stuff, that's one thing. But when your eyeballs are swelling up, and it's just not a good feeling. And your lids are getting itchy and crusty, and so I really just have to be in the mood to be like, okay, let's just see. And I haven't been in that mood. And I think it's like $15, you know, for door line. And I'm just like, do I want to spend that money? What I should have did is when I had it, I should have tried it, because it came free with something or whatever. Excuse me. And so I should have just tried it when I had it, but that was like over a year ago. So now we're going to put on the Lancome Cils Boost mascara base and the Hella Thick Fenty mascara. And I'm trying to think of a lip. Y'all know I want to do a black lip. Y'all know I want to do a black lip. Y'all know I want to do a black lip. Oh my gosh. I did want the MAC white mascara. Social media stuff is so funny. MAC's promo pictures for the white mascara, the comments were horrible. People were going in, like, I was like, Joe, if y'all don't like it, okay, you don't like it, but damn. But the reason I'm not going to get it is because it's limited edition. I think they said they're only making like 1,000 of them, I think. And I know I would like it. I like Squirt. Squirt I like the most. That was the green one because it showed up the most because it was a bright shade of mascara. But now they're gone. They don't make them anymore. And they did say they were only making, you know, a certain amount of each shade. And I enjoyed having them. But I said, you know what, I'm not going to buy the white one because then I'm going to want to repurchase it and I'm not going to be able to. So why even start? And because it's a mascara, it's not like eyeshadow where you can keep it for years. You know, most mascaras are, you know, 6 to 9 months. I've seen a few that were 12 months. And I'm like, what the hell is in there? And so I'm not buying it. I was at MAC the other day. And I did think to get it. And I'm like, no. Because I'm going to, excuse me for smacking. Because I'm going to want it again. And can't get it. So, no. I'm not even going to go down that road. Because I do really think I would really like it. Because sometimes I do want white lashes. I remember one time when I put the Lancome Sills Boost XL mascara base on. And it does go on white sometimes. Like if you layer it up, it goes on white. And I said, oh, I'll leave this like this. And a few moments later, it was clear. Like it dries clear. So I'm like, damn. And so I do really believe I would like a white mascara because I really liked how it looked before it dried. So I'm like, shoot. And there are other mascaras with different colors. Also, my eyes, I should say, don't like a lot of mascaras. And so I don't want to keep experimenting buying different mascaras. And then it's like, okay, that's trash. Can't use that. I'm not going to put on the Hourglass Radiant Light because you know what? I'm freaking digging it, y'all. I'm freaking digging it. We're going to wipe off some chapstick. This is a lipstick applicator. Thank you for being here. This is a long video, and I knew it was going to be because we did an entire face minus the brows, which took me maybe 3 minutes. And so I said, let me just get that out the way first. But this is my process. And so even though I was talking a lot, it does still take me, like when I sit and do my entire face, it does take me, I'll say a good 40 minutes. And so, you know, add another 10 for talking. We're going to take Nightbird. This is, and what I might do as well, I might put Astral Flash Dance. It annoys me that this doesn't show up this way, but we're going to put on Nightbird. This is from Sephora collection. And we're not going to line the lips. And I'm not going to do a video after this one, which I kind of want to because I'm digging this look. Is that I don't have any more what I call talk-through videos planned. Talk-through videos being the ones like when I'm just talking about something, not even doing makeup. So sort of like reviews or a haul, or when I talked about what my channel was going to look like or what I was wanting it to look like for 2024. So this video is when I'm just talking. And so if I have a video like that I'm thinking of doing, I'll do it after I do a look. So it knocks out like 2 videos in one day. I don't have anything I am loving this. Oh my gosh. Y'all, when I do a look and it just turns out perfect, I'm just like, what? I kind of don't even want to put this on, but we are. This is Astral Flash Dance from Pat McGrath. And so we're going to tap it. So you see how it looks in here. And you see tapping it on looks green. I wish I hadn't done that because this is like blue, pink, and then, you know, smoked out. But if I blend it enough, doing this, it does just look like sparkle. But I do actually wish I would have just left it just black, just plain black. But this is cute though. But Yeah, I wish I would have left it. Everything worked out. This little witchamajigger worked out. I didn't swoosh my eyeliner, the pen, well, the gel liner. I've learned, bring my brows down lower and wing the shadow out past the brow. This side, I like how this wing looks better than this one, because this is just a little hook right here. Where this is an actual come on out and play. This is like I'm just peeking out the screen door. But I did learn a lesson, and I do like trying new things because that is how I learn. I'm loving how the under eye looks. We see the light shade under here. We see the dark blue amplified up here because we put it over the blue eyeshadow base. The liner we use for eyeshadow base, but I do think it would have amplified it anyway because that was a really rich blue. And the lip, I'm digging the face situation. Even though we did the bronzer as contour, I think everything really flows. So those are my thoughts on the look. And just to show you again and to do a screenshot, I'm going to show you again what the two palettes are. So this is Mothership number 1, Subliminal. This is Mothership number 10, Moonlit Seduction. That was for the screenshot. I am pleased that we did use the celestial shades from in Subliminal versus the darker shades, and using Rosewood Romantique and this one like to deepen up. But this shade and this one surprised me. I don't think I noticed it when I was trying to figure what to put where. I was just thinking, okay, this is like a dark gray, but it looks brownish in the pan. It looks brownish in the pan where, well, I guess that one is kind of like a brownish gray. But next to each other, they are different, but it brought that smoke. Oh my gosh. I love it. Thank you for being here. Let me know what you think of this look. Let me know if you enjoyed the start to finish, minus the brows. Yeah, and just if you're new here, thank you for being here and hanging out with me. There's a lot of links down below. I will link also some playlists below. Most of the shopping links are affiliated. And I do have a couple codes down there, but there's a lot of information down there. If you're interested in joining, there's a link, to click to find out what the perks are. And just thank you for being here. And y'all, this look, I'm always like, how is this? Like, I do think we did really good putting the colors where we put them, because it just flows. It just flows. And even though it's light ethereal right here, it deepens. And then you got the depth under here and then the black lip. I'm going to go because I'm just really feeling it. Did I got lipstick on teeth? I sure did. Thank you for being here. As always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.